Hey there and welcome. It's Alfred. I'm going to do another tutorial here, video-based tutorial for the Microsoft Office class, the Develop Your Skills type exercises from our book. This is going to be Microsoft PowerPoint Chapter 2. So I'm going to go ahead and access our ebook. I've already left it open, I think. So remember, you go to the website bookshelf.vitalsource.com. I'll remind you how to get there. It's bookshelf.vitalsource.com. If you're already logged in, it will probably take you to the library. So you just click the book we're using, Microsoft Office 2019. It will bring you back into the book where you left off. So essentially speaking, that's where I was just a moment ago. You'll use the login information that I provided to you. As a reminder, we're now going to do Microsoft PowerPoint Chapter 2. So the easiest way to get there is go to the table of contents. Click PowerPoint as the subject. PowerPoint Chapter 2, Designing and Printing the Presentation. And I'm going to go here to page 144, which is the chapter opener. As I usually do, I'll probably read a little bit of this page for you, and then I shall open PowerPoint and start going through the chapter a little bit. So some of our learning objectives here, this is kind of the important stuff. Use outline view to create, move, and delete slides and edit text. Create a presentation from a Microsoft Word outline. Format and align text and adjust character spacing and line spacing. Use slide sorter view in sections and print a presentation. Add slide headers and footers. So there's a lot going on in this chapter. It's a lot of kind of heavy stuff. It's also kind of a different way to create presentations. You might find it a little bit challenging. You might find it a little bit tough. But if you can do it the way you did in chapter 1, you can get your presentations made. So don't worry, it might just take a little longer. This is just some neat, really cool ways to make presentations that could be a lot faster and easier if you get used to the pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and size my window down and start going into the book and into PowerPoint. I like to slide off the right side of the screen to make it snap. Drag my window a bit smaller. Usually when my text changes size, I'm ready to zoom in on my text now. So I'm going to click the big A, little a, click this up arrow a bunch of times. That might be a little too big. For readability, though, I think it might help you. So I'll try this big this time. Sometimes I've done this in the tutorials and it works well. Sometimes it doesn't work as well. So I'm going to go on to the next page just by scrolling here. Sometimes you have to scroll a couple of times to kind of make it work where I can get to that down arrow. It's kind of finicky. So working with slides as your presentation progresses and you insert additional slides. So remember, I might not read all this. You can do that on your own. I just really want to help you with the steps where you might get stuck. So for example, some slides may require 2 columns of bulleted text while others require only 1. So you can change the layout and then copy and paste stuff over or even drag and drop it. That's what they're talking about here. We're going to do a drag and drop method here as we do Develop Your Skills P2D1. So I'm going to do step number 1. I'm going to start PowerPoint and then open P2D1 Design. And then that's from our PowerPoint Chapter 2 folder, and then save it as the name P2D1 Design Revised. So if you've been in previous videos and chapters of this book, you realize this is a pretty common theme to open their file, add the word revised to the name of the file they started with. So once again, I'm going to start PowerPoint by clicking Start, scroll down to the P's, or you could do a search, whichever method you prefer, and open up PowerPoint. I'm going to open my file real quick before I snap it off the side, just because I think it will sometimes have problems. Well, actually, it looks like my recording tools got in the way. I'm going to click Browse. So that was File Open, then Browse. In your Documents folder, you likely have your Office files. I'm going to double-click this folder because that's where mine are hiding. Double-click this one. And then here's finally my Office folder. I go into PowerPoint. We're now in Chapter 2. And I'm opening up the one named P2D1 Design. And now I can do my Save As, and I'll snap it off. File, save a copy on my machine. It's likely Save As on your machine. And it's already in the folder you want. You can just click after the name Design, add the word Revised. So the full name is P2D1 Design Revised. I'm going to click Save. So all that, believe it or not, is part of step number 1. I'm now going to drag this off the side of the screen. And I'm going to go to step 2 now in our book. Select the Our Services slide from the Slides panel on the left side of your screen. Step 3, choose Home, Slides, New Slide. Step 4, click in the title placeholder. So that's this one. And I type Products and Promotional Items. And then I click in the next box down. Don't worry about the funny formatting and stuff that it did there. Audio CDs. I press enter after each one, except the last one. So I'm just typing each one, as you can see. Oh, and they have a weird typo or the way I'm zoomed in. I actually think mouse pads comes before mugs, but let's not worry about it. If your book looks better and you have mouse pads before mugs, that's fine. I'm not going to go ahead and fix it. Because it says when you begin typing mugs, PowerPoint reformats the bullets. So that does imply mouse pads should come before mugs. It's just the way my book is zoomed in had a problem. I'm not going to bother to fix it. So don't worry about that. Okay. So step number 6 is the important one. We're now going to change the slide layout and then use drag and drop to get this stuff over where we need it. So it says choose Home, Slides, Layout, Menu button. Remember, when they ever say the word menu button, you got to be clicking an arrow. So that's Home, Slides, Layout, Menu button, and choose the one called To Content. So now I have 2 bulleted boxes here, 2 content boxes. Step 7. Follow these steps to move the last 5 bullets to the second box. Highlight from pencils down to mouse pads. Also, we do have it in the right order, actually, as you can see on their slide there. So I highlighted from the beginning of the P of pencils, started with an I-beam, all the way down through mouse pads. Don't try to highlight the bullet, it doesn't work. Step 7B says to drag from this highlighted area, point in the highlighted area, into this other box. Don't point to the little icons down there, you might have a problem. Step 8 says to save the changes to your presentation. And now I'm going to move forward. So working with outline view or outline the panel, it's a bit tricky for some folks, but it's very powerful to make slides, to make your slides faster because you don't have to click all the buttons on the ribbon and all that kind of stuff. So the outline panel helps you edit and reorganize slides. It's available on the left side. So I'm going to be building slides over here on the left and you're going to see it build over here, but I'm doing everything on the left. And that's how you're supposed to do it when you do these steps. Okay. You type directly in this outline panel and it builds everything over here. Okay. So it's faster and easier. To add a new slide, place the mouse pointer in the last group of bulleted paragraphs and do Control-Enter. The reason a lot of people tend to have challenges with it is it's hard to remember when you need Control-Enter versus regular enter. I've also found that you could also just kind of do it if you think of indenting by thinking of Tab, Shift, Tab. If you want it to be a bulleted item, tab it in. If you want it to be a slide title, get it back to the left with Shift, Tab. So the book kind of shows you that, but I prefer just the Tab, Shift, Tab way, personally. I'm going to skip step number 1. This is develop your skills P2D2. Choose View, Presentation Views, Outline View. So View, Presentation Views, Outline View. And I don't think I could zoom that in very well. Don't think it matters. No, I'm unable to zoom this in. So I apologize. I wanted to try to make that text bigger for you. So I tried a couple of things, but it won't let me. Step 3 says, in the outline panel, click anywhere in the Our Services slide title. So I can just click anywhere on the wording Our Services. Step 4 says, press Control-Enter. See how it moved my cursor down to the bulleted list? Now step 5 says, do Control-Enter again. Now it made a new slide. Okay. Step 6, I'm going to do the typing that I see here. Step 6A says type current artists. And notice I'm typing on the left. I'm typing over here. I'm not typing on the actual slide, but it's still building it. Step B says do Control Enter. See how it made a bulleted item for me? And I'm going to type the rest of what I see in step number 6. Carolina Rex. Press Enter. The friend ship train. And I'm doing regular Enter because I want to continue getting bullets. To grind, I press Enter. And I want that extra bullet, okay? That was step C. Step 7 says ensure that your insertion point is on this blank bullet over here on the left in the outline panel. Step 8 says choose home, paragraph, decrease list level. So that's home, paragraph group, decrease list level. Now it makes a slide title out of it. Step 9 says type new artist specials. And remember, I'm typing on the left over there. And it says press Enter. Oh, shucks, I wanted a bulleted list, but I forgot. So step 10, because I should have done Control Enter. See, that's where it gets tricky. Enter versus Control Enter. Step 10 says choose home, paragraph, increase list level. Home, paragraph, increase list level. Step 11 says complete the new slide in the outline as shown. So I'm typing everything over here on the left, okay? So it says 25% discount. As you can see, I'm not the best typist in the world. Okay, so I finally got that in, and they wanted an enter after the last bullet, which now puts me on step 12. Step 12 says, I now want to make another new slide. So I do home, paragraph, decrease list level. Home, paragraph, decrease list level. Step 13 says to type contact us. Remember, I'm typing over here on the left. It looks like I'm typing on the slide, but I'm not. And it says in step 13, do Control Enter afterwards to get my bullets and type what I see in step 14. No enter after this last one, okay? And it says to save your changes. So you just built slides pretty quick and didn't have to go up to the ribbon and click new slide each time and then click in a box and type, click in the next box and type. That's the advantage of outline view. If you can get used to it, is you can create your slides really fast. Now they're getting into the idea of collapsing and expanding slides. So as the outline panel grows, it can be difficult to manage all of your slides, see all of them. So what you can do is you could collapse the text, the bulleted items underneath the title so they don't show and just see titles. So they're going to have us play a little bit with that with Develop Your Skills P2 D3. I'm going to skip step number 1. Step number 2 says follow these steps to explore the outline panel. Step 2A says scroll until the products and promotional items and packaging option slides are visible. So I see products and promotional items and I see packaging options. If you're on a laptop, you may have to scroll down a little bit more to see it. Step B says click any bullet icon in the products and promotional items. So any bullet icon would be something like downloadable MP3s. When I click on that triangle, just didn't get my mouse in there enough. So I click any bullet icon. For some reason, it's not registering for me. Normally, it will highlight. There we go. I got it. For some reason, my mouse wasn't finding it, but you need that 4-headed arrow. and it highlights the whole bullet. It's very temperamental. I see my recording tools were kind of semi in the way. Step number C, click this slide icon to select it. So I have to scroll up slightly. The packaging options slide icon. So that's this icon, that little rectangle. I click it, it highlights the whole slide. Okay. Step D says click to the right of packaging options title text in the highlighted outside the highlighted area to have nothing highlighted anymore. Step 3 says double click the products and promotional items slide icon. So that's this icon. My recording tools are in the way. So can I get it to go like that? Maybe, yeah. So that's this rectangle next to number 6. Double click it. See how it hides all the bulleted items under it? Now, step number 4, double click that same icon, the products and promotional ones, to expand it. Okay. And then another way to do this is step 5 by right clicking. Now, this one you have to be careful of. Right click anywhere in the outline panel. Don't click the word collapse. Point to the little arrow so you can choose collapse all. Now you see just the titles of every slide. Step 6, right click anywhere in this panel again. Point to expand. Point to the arrow, expand all. Now we're going to move a slide. The easiest way to move a slide is just to drag its slide icon, just so you know. Step 7 says right click anywhere in the outline panel and choose collapse, and then collapse all. Step 8, if necessary, scroll up. I don't need to scroll. Step 9, follow these steps to move a slide. Click the new Artist Special slide icon to select the entire slide. So I click it. Drag the slide icon until a line appears above current artists. So I drag it. See how that line is above current artists? I let go, it switched spots. Way cool. Step 10, using this same method, move the packaging options slide to the second position. So I click on the packaging options slide thumbnail, then I drag it up so the line is underneath iJam's music distribution. I let go. If you accidentally get it in the wrong spot, just point to the slide icon and drag it to the correct spot. Save your changes. Way cool. Way, way cool. I'm going to scroll down, deleting slides. So you can delete a slide from a presentation view, whether you're an outline view, normal view, it doesn't matter. Do know that if you delete a slide, you can always undo it. And remember, undo is up here on our quick access toolbar. It's that looping backwards, leftish looking arrow. Develop your skills P2, D4. I'm going to skip step number 1. I don't like to do all those save as's. Right click anywhere in the outline panel and choose expand, expand all. So remember when they say that, don't click expand, get to the arrow and do, whoops, mine keeps closing, expand all. Step 3 says click the current artist slide icon. So that's this little rectangle next to slide 5. Unfortunately, I have to scroll in a way to get away from my recording tools so I can click it and then press the delete key. You won't have that problem, hopefully. Step 5, using the same method, delete the questions slide. So the questions slide is slide 7 or the last slide. I click on the slide icon, press delete on my keyboard. Okay, it says save your presentation and then close it. So save and then file, close. Be sure to do file close. That's also what the book says. I'm going to go on to the next portion of the book here, which is about Microsoft Word integration. You can type what's called an outline in Microsoft Word, and it will quickly create a presentation. What you need to know when creating the outline in Word using what's called Outline View, anything that's a level 1 heading is automatically going to be the title of a PowerPoint slide. Anything at level 2 becomes the item under it, and level 3 is a second level body bullet. So they're showing the outline we're about to make, and when it goes to a PowerPoint presentation, it will look like this in outline view. So therefore, anything at level 1 becomes the title, anything at level 2 is the subsidiary part. So I'm going to start building this now. It says start Word and create a new blank document and save it with this name. So I'm going to start Word by going to Start, go down to Word, snap my window off, click blank document. Now I can save it. So File, Save. I'm going to my PowerPoint Chapter 2 folder. Be aware of that. So I click Browse. From my Documents folder, I need to start getting into my Office folder. This is the Office folder you likely have in your Documents folder, Office 2019. Go into PowerPoint Chapter 2. I know it sounds weird that you're putting a Word file there, but that's what you want to do. We're naming it P2-D5-Word Outline. And click Save. Now I'm going to zoom in on this to make it easier for you to see. Go even a little bigger maybe. There we go. Okay. So it says now in step number 2, with the blank document open, choose View, Views, Outline. So View tab, Views group, Outline. So basically speaking, I need to zoom in again, it appears. So anything at level 1 is going to be a slide title, and you can do tab, shift tab to do what we need to do here. So I'm going to do step number 3. I'm going to type iJams music distribution. I'm going to press enter like it says. Step 4 says to press tab and type a year of success and press enter. So remember, you're adjusting with tab or shift tab on the new blank line. That's really important. So the tab moved us into level 2, but we want to go back to level 1. So step 5 says do shift tab. Now I'm back to level 1. And type online, this is part of step 5, online downloads. And I can press enter. Step 6 says press tab and type MP3 sales exceed 1 million. Enter. 50,000 new user accounts. Then I press enter, but this time I'm going to do shift tab again to get back to the left side. Step number 9 says complete the rest of the outline. So I'm here on promotional items now. So I'm going to type promotional items, press enter. I need to tab in. I do t-shirt, sales exceed 500K. And then I did enter. Item sales. Once again, I need to go back to the left for new hires. I'm on the blank line, shift tab, new hires. I press enter, I need to move in. That's tab. I start to type the data. Remember, I do regular enters in between each normal line here to get my bullet, slash. In this case, it's an outline marker. I press enter, and I do shift tab to go back to the left. I can type thank you, exclamation point. I can press enter, tab in, and I can type the final line here. And that's it. So it says save the file, then close the outline in Word. So I can just do save, and I can basically exit Word altogether. Now we're ready to start bringing this into PowerPoint. So you're going to get some review exercises that have you do this, and you'll get good practice, as well as hopefully you're doing this with me. Step 11 says, if necessary, restore PowerPoint from the taskbar. I left PowerPoint here, so it's okay. Step number 12 says, choose File, New, and click Blank Document. So File, New, I can click blank. Save it according to this step. I'm going to turn these off, the design ideas again. It says, save it to PowerPoint Chapter 2. It doesn't say it explicitly, but we're in Chapter 2 as P2D5 Word Outline. So I'm going to go to File, Save. Here's my PowerPoint Chapter 2. Hooray, fast, nice, easy way. I can click here for the file name, and I can type P2-D5. Now you might be in more of a little window, and that's okay. Hopefully you've caught up how to save now. So P2-D5 Word Outline. I'm going to click Save. Step 13, choose Design, Themes, More, and choose Ion. So Design, More, remember the themes group, but More. Ion is this green one here. It's fifth from the left. I'm going to click it. Step number 14, locate the design variance group and on the ribbon and click the third variation, the purple one. So design variance group, here's my purple one. Step number 15, now here's the really cool part to bring that in from Microsoft Word. This is the vital step. Home, slides, new slide, menu button. Remember, the new slide or a menu button always means arrow. So that's home, slides group, new slide, menu button. I need to click this thing with the arrow. And down near the bottom, it says slides from outline. I click it, and I need to navigate to my PowerPoint Chapter 2 folder. So I have to go into this folder. For you, you might already see your folder to double click. Go into this one. Here's my Office folder finally, PowerPoint Chapter 2. And we're going to click on P2D5. This is step number 17 now. P2D5 Word Outline. Click Insert. And like magic, it's going to start building my slides with all that material that I typed into Microsoft Word. It's not going to look the best yet, and that's what we're going to do in steps 18 on to fix it. So give it a second or two. It's processing. Not sure why it's taking so long. Give it a tiny bit longer. And as you can see, it finally came back in. So step number 17. Step 18, choose View, Presentation Views, Outline View. They just want to show you kind of how it matched up to how you typed it in Word. That's View, Presentation Views, Outline. See how it lines up the way basically you typed it in Word, a title, and then tabbed in, title, tabbed in. Step number 19, choose View, Presentation Views, Normal. View, Presentation Views, Normal. Step number 20, click the first slide and press Delete. So just click on the first slide, make sure it has a red box around it, press Delete. Step 21, choose Home, Slides, Layout, Title Slide. So Home, Slides Group, Layout, Title slide, the first one. Step number 22, click the final slide, slide 5, and choose Home, Slides, Layout, Section Header. Home, Slides, Layout, Section Header. Step number 23, choose the first slide. Step 24, with the first slide selected, choose Home, Slides, Reset. Home, Slides, Reset. Now it goes back to the theme defaults and takes off the weird blue color that Word brought in. Step 25, click slide number 2, the second slide. See how it has the red box around it? Hold down Shift and click the last slide. Step 26, choose Home, Slides, Reset. Home, Slides, Reset. Now they're all using the proper formatting from PowerPoint to match the theme. We're going to save our changes. I'm going to move on to the next portion of the chapter here. Formatting the presentation. So formatting are things like changing the font color, the font size, line spacing, borders, all that kind of stuff. It all appears from the home ribbon in the font group or the paragraph group. If you've done any of the chapters you've done with us for Word or Excel, or even just done some word processing and stuff before, you're probably pretty decent at it already. The only thing you want to remember is the dotted line around a box means you're only formatting where the cursor or whatever you've highlighted. If you click the border of the box, you're formatting the entire placeholder or box. So I'm going to go ahead here on, they talk about character spacing, but I don't think they actually have you do it. Text case means if you don't want things in all caps, you can drop it back out to other cases. It's a fun button to use. So if you accidentally typed in all caps, you can convert it back out. It happens to be on the font group. Change case is the big A, little a over here. Okay. Let's do a little bit of formatting here. Develop your skills P2D6. I am not going to do step number 1. So step 2, choose view, presentation views normal. Well, I'm already in it, but you can check it. View, presentation views normal, already in it. Step 3, display the home tab. Step 4, click the title slide, the first one. Step 5, follow these steps to select the subtitle placeholder box. So I just click where it says a year of success. That's step 5A. Step B says click any edge. So when you see the 4-headed arrow, click. Step 6, choose home, font, increase font size to 24. So that's home, font, increase font size is this A here with the up arrow. Click it once, it's at 24. Step 7 says choose home, font, bold. Home, font, bold. Step number 8, home, font, shadow. So here's my font group again, shadow. You don't see much of a difference, but it's got a little black kind of highlight behind it. Step number 9, we're going to format the title. Click on the title, iJam's Music Distribution. Click once on the border. That's all step number 9. Step 10, home, font, font size menu button. So home, font, the menu button here. And it says set the font, point to several font sizes. Just look at the difference, how it previews. Mac doesn't preview, unfortunately. Click 96 when you're done. That's step number 11. Step 12, click the 96 in the home font size menu button box. So you click on this 96, type 115 and press enter. Now I don't like it that big, but that's what they ask you to do. So you can type in any value you want, is what they're trying to tell you. Did it say to save changes? Yes. Save our changes is step 14. Setting line spacing. Sometimes instead of changing the font size or adding many hard returns, you need to increase or decrease only the line spacing between lines to have the proper effect. Line spacing determines the amount of space between the lines. Okay? So we'll do that now. Develop your skills P2D7. I'm not going to do step 1. Step 2, display the new hire slide. Click any of the names of the people here in the box, and then click the dashed border as step 3, or step 4, sorry. Step 5, choose home, paragraph, line spacing. Home, paragraph, line spacing, and choose 2.0. Now it's spaced out a little better. Step 6 says save and close the presentation. So save, file, close. We're going to do paragraph alignment, which is left alignment, center, right alignment, and even justify. Okay, so it's found from the home paragraph group, the 4 alignment buttons. Step number 1 says open P2D8 contact. So that's file open, browse. I have to go into my folder, unfortunately. Usually it starts from the documents folder. PowerPoint, chapter 2, that's P2D8 contact, and I open it right up. It's basically the presentation we just did. They want to make sure everybody has it perfect. And we're going to do the save as to name it P2D8 contact revised. So my machine, it's file, save a copy. I can click next to the file name here, just add the word revised and click save. You might be in a window where you click next to the file name. My machine's just a little different. It says if necessary, scroll down to select title, slide 5, the contact us slide. Click in the bulleted list, then click a border, 4-headed arrow. Step 4, choose home paragraph bullets. To remove the bullets, step 5 now, choose home paragraph center. Step number 6, highlight the phone number. So when you're going to highlight just the phone number, start with an I-beam near the beginning of it and drag to the right. And it says increase the size of the font to 32. So I'm going to click here where the font is, and I'm going to choose 32. Now the book says click anywhere inside the phone number. You don't even have to do that actually because it's highlighted, it will work. Choose Home Clipboard Format Painter. Home Clipboard, it's the paintbrush. And then it says in step number 9, drag over the email address. Now they match each other. Isn't that really cool? So save your changes. Format Painter is one of my most favorite commands. I'm going to click the arrow here to continue in the book. Using slide sorter view, up to now you've been working in normal view, which is good for manipulating a handful of slides. However, as your presentation grows to more slides than are visible in normal view, you'll want to work in slide sorter. The one thing you need to know about slide sorter view, it's not editable. You cannot make changes on slides in slide sorter view. It's for arrangement and looking at the overall presentation. But you can rearrange slides very easy in it. You can also create sections easy in it. Develop your skills P2D9. Save your file. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do the save as. Step 2, choose View, Presentation Views, Slide Sorter. View, Presentation Views, Slide Sorter. Follow these steps to move a slide. 3A, if necessary, drag so we can see all 6 slides. You may need to change your zoom size here to see all 6 slides. I'm not sure if you're on a laptop or not. Likely you can see all 6. Step B says drag the Our Services slide to the left of packaging options. So I point to Our Services, drag it. Now it becomes the second slide. Step C says drag the Contact Us slide to the end of the presentation. So drag it over here to the end. All good. Step number 4 says choose View, Presentation Views, Normal. That's View, Presentation Views, Normal. Save and close the presentation. That means do File, Save. I don't have to click Save because mine saves automatically, but then File, Close. I'm going to go on to the next portion of the book here, which is about organizing with sections. So using slide sorter with individual slides works well for small presentations, but larger presentations, sectionizing is really cool because you can move a whole bunch of slides by dragging a section. You can also focus on areas and collapse section titles, so you could focus on areas of your presentation a lot easier. To create a section, you choose Home, Slides, Section, Add Section. To rename a section, you right-click the section's title bar and rename the section. So we're going to go ahead and give this a quick try. This is Develop Your Skills P2D10. So step 1 says open P2D10 sections and save it as, from our PowerPoint chapter 2, and save it as P2D10 sections revised. So that's File, Open. I can do Browse. I have to navigate all the way back in. Microsoft Office, go here. You might have an easier way in. Chapter 2, and P2D10 sections. I'm now going to do my File, Save a Copy, or Save As on your machine. You might need to click Browse, but I click up here and I add the word Revised at the end, and I can click Save. Step number 2, choose View, Presentation Views, Slide Sorter. View, Presentation Views, Slide Sorter. Step number 3, select slide 2, Artist Success. Choose Home, Slides, Section, Add Section. So Home, slides group if you have the group names, section, add section. So it puts every slide from Artist Success to the right into this new section. We're going to type the name right now, Artist Success. And then we click type Artist Success and click rename. Step number 5, click slide 6. Notice how we're choosing the slide we want to make the section with. Choose Home, Slides, Section, Add Section. So Home, Slides, Section, Add Section. We're going to type Products and Services. Click Rename. Now we're going to do the final one. Step 6, click the last slide, Contact Us, and make a section, Home, Slides, Section, Add Section. And according to step 6, we call it Call to Action. And then click Rename. Go ahead and save your changes. Managing sections, you can collapse your sections. You can drag sections to drag the section and all the slides that are in it to a new location. So it's easier than dragging individual slides. You could also drag slides from a section into a different section. So it's really pretty cool. Okay. I'm actually going to zoom out a little. It'll look a little better if I get all 4 slides onto the same section. Okay. So let's try a couple of these things here. Develop your skills P2D11. I'm not going to do the save as. Step 2, with the presentation still displaying in slide sorter view, scroll till you can see the Artist Success section title bar. So that's this title bar here where it says Artist Success. And it says double click it to collapse it. See how it did like before, kind of an outline view? We don't see the slides that are under it. Step 4 says double click the Products and Services section to collapse it. Similar idea. Step number 5, choose View Presentation Views Normal. View Presentation Views Normal. The sections do not remain collapsed. Follow these steps to rearrange the sections. Step 6A, scroll till you see the Artist Success section. So Artist Success section, okay? Title below the products and drag the Artist Success title, this is B now, below Products and Services. So I point here to Artist Success, drag it, put it underneath Products and Services, and let go. I moved all those slides in that section just by dragging that section name. Isn't that just awesome? That is like utterly incredible to me. Step number 7, choose View Presentation Views Slide Sorter. Step 8, click anywhere in a gray area to make sure none of these slides have red on them. Okay. Step 9 says scroll down if necessary until you see all your Contact Us slide. Use the zoom if need be according to step 10. Step 11 says drag the last slide of Products and Services. So Products and Services, this new Artist Special slide, to the left of Call to Action. So it didn't quite let me go there, but now it did. So battle it if you have to. Get it over to the left of Contact Us. In my case, I had to drop it to the right first and then get it to the left. I let go. I hit my keyboard, unfortunately. Save my changes to my presentation. We're now nearing the end when we get to printing and printing our presentation. Most of the time, you'll be viewing or projecting your presentations from a PC, but sometimes you want to pass out something to your audience. So you can pass them copies of each slide. You can give them what's called a handout, which prints a smaller version of each slide, and sometimes even has places to take notes. You can send out speaker notes for yourself, or you can print just an outline of every slide. To get to the print command, we do Control P or File Print. And do note that on a Mac, this will be a little different. You can print in color, grayscale, black and white. Printing handouts, they have something called a Handout Master, which will allow us to put things like a header footer onto our handouts, which is really cool. And here's an example of the 3 handout. It automatically includes these lines for taking notes, which is really awesome. You're going to see how to do some of this in just a moment. Develop your skills P2D12. Unfortunately, if you're on a Mac, things are a little bit different, but you can just do this as watching if you need to, or see if you can find some of it on your own Mac if you have one. Step 1 says choose File, Print. Because I don't have a color printer or anything, it's not showing any color, plus it's on grayscale here, but that's okay. Step number 2 says look at some of the options. It says use the left arrow to return to the first slide. So down here is how we can change to slides. I'm going to go here to slide number 1. Step B says click the zoom to page button. That's down here in the bottom right corner. Didn't do very much because my screen size can already kind of do it. Step number C says choose sections, products, and services. So here where it says print all slides, maybe I don't want to print the whole presentation. I click here, I can go to my sections. See under sections, I can choose products and services, which is what they wanted us to choose. Step D says instead of printing full slides, I can click here and under the handouts category, I want 3 slides. And I got these neat little note lines next to it. Really awesome. Step E says change this option, which is this option here where it says portrait, to landscape. And step F says change the last option where it might say color or grayscale to pure black and white. Gets out as much color as it can. Step 3 says click the back button at the top of Backstage View to return to the main PowerPoint screen without printing. Handout masters. In any presentation, there's a master that controls the way all the handouts work, is basically what it amounts to, and what items you want on the handout. So I'm going to do these steps in just a moment, but it's found under View, Master Views, Handout Master. To close the master handout view, its Handout Master has its own little ribbon. You click the little close button on it. Do not close all of PowerPoint. That's the thing you'll have to be careful of. So develop your skills P2D13. I'm not doing step 1. Step 2 says choose View, Master Views, Handout Master. So View, Master Views, Handout Master. Step 3, follow these steps to set up the header sheets. Step 3A, verify all 4 of the placeholder checkboxes have a check. So here under Handout Master, placeholders, make sure all 4 are checked. They are. Step B says, if necessary, click in the header area at the top left corner and type presented by, and whatever your name is. And step number 4, C says, notice that the current date is automatically entered. Step 4, scroll to the bottom if you have to and click in the left bottom where it says footer and type I jams. Step 5 says choose Handout Master, close Master View. That's this one here. Step number 6 says choose File, Print. Notice the information that appears at the top here. Isn't that really cool? Step 7, use the little back button. Save your changes. And now we're going to put slide headers or footers, which is repeating information on the slides while you present. Okay, this is really cool stuff. Remember, you could read a lot of that on your own. You get to it from the insert ribbon, text, group, header, and footer. I'm going to do develop your skills, P2D14. I'm not going to do step 1, but step 2, I'm going to do view, presentation views normal. Click slide 2 is step number 3. Step 4, choose insert, text group, header and footer. And basically speaking, we're going to do step 5. Follow these steps to configure your footer. 5A says click date and time. Leave it on update automatically. Step B, make sure the update automatically is chosen. Step C, choose the date format shown here. So we're going to click here and they want us to choose this one, the full day spelled out. Step number D, place check marks in the next 3 options: slide number, footer, don't show on first slide. Step E, I'm going to click in this footer box and I'm going to type iJams music distribution. And then step F, apply to all. Step number 6 says browse through the presentation. So if I click on the next slide, see the page number and that whole footer area. Isn't that just awesome? Adding this little extra information, and it shows when you present. So remember to present, slideshow from beginning, it would show on the slide as you present. So it reminds people when it was presented, what the presentation is, and all that great stuff. Step number 7 says to save the presentation, and you can exit PowerPoint. They talk about printing transparencies. Basically speaking, you really have to know your printer at that point. So make sure you know your printer if you want to print transparencies. As another reminder, when I do the next button here, it goes to that little quiz. After the little quiz, I go to the down arrow. You get your review lessons, the reinforce your skills exercises. I want you to try to do all 3 of these and submit them through Canvas. Then eventually scroll down enough to do the next section, which are the review lessons for apply your skills, the orange looking ones. So hopefully this tutorial will help you review, or if you missed class, see what we did in chapter 2. There's a lot of heavy stuff there with the outline, the sections, and all that great stuff. But I hope this helps you, and I'll be back again for PowerPoint chapter 3. Talk to you soon.